Hello, my dears. Welcome back to another intention episode. Thank you for being here as always. These are short little episodes where I offer a weekly intention, something that's on my heart, in my body. Actually, I feel that today so clearly, what I feel on my heart and in my body, in the hopes that it can help create some focus for you too. And today, what's on my heart, in my body, is the intention I will get grounded. I will get grounded. We've kind of like skirted around this intention. I mean, a lot of these intentions, at the end of the day, right? Like the focus really is to bring us back home to ourselves. So a lot of them have that same function, but sometimes it's like we need to take a different pathway in. And this week, I need to get into my body, into the ground, into the earth, and get grounded. And what a beautiful time to offer this intention as we head into this summer season here in the Northern Hemisphere. This intention is actually a carryover of my post on Sunday, which was all about power, inner power. As I talk about in that post, there's a real difference. We hear the word power batted around, and sometimes it feels itchy, like, ew, like everyone's trying to hoard power. And yeah, that's true. That is a power over. That is a power where people feel like power is a limited energy and you have to hoard it and you use fear to gain more of it. And you use it to control people. Brene Brown makes this beautiful distinction in leadership. That's not the power I'm talking about. I'm talking about power in an inner power. And this is actually where we find freedom from that other kind of power, which is really rooted in ego and fear and narcissism. Inner power is this belief that power is infinite and that when we access our own inner power, we spread it. Like, I just picture these sparks like igniting other hearts and it spreads and it uplifts everyone. When we're in our inner power, there's no efforting involved. I know power can feel like big and heavy and serious, but as I talk about in that post, play is actually such an important tool to help us access our inner power. There's a levity that comes with it because there's a sense of detachment. It's not that clinging sense of hoarding power of like, I need to hold this power. And if I don't have it, somebody else will. No, instead you can detach from it and be like, I am just in my power. Let them be in their power too. And we are all good and we will all shine. There's a detachment and a playfulness that comes with that. And I think play can be a really beautiful tool to help us get into our inner power. We just talked about play in the last intention episode. And how fun is that to use this element of like play, getting out of our mind, exploring, adventuring, getting curious, opening to awe and wonder, to tap into that feeling of power within us, which for me, I think this is going to be different for all of us. I invite you to like just actually take a minute. Take a deep breath and investigate for yourself. What does inner power feel like for you? It requires us to get quiet, maybe go inward. For me, it feels like steadiness. It feels like grounding, which brings us to today's intention. When I am grounded in who I am, I can so naturally be in my power. I can use play and, all of that stuff to help me get there. It also requires a lot of honesty. I just talked about in a recent post this veil of niceness and how niceness is the root, Latin root of niceness is ignorance. And how I think it's time we shed that. We shed this veil of niceness for honesty and kindness. In our true inner power. There's a real kindness, there's a softness, there's a humility there because we're not trying to hoard anything. We are just shining, not projecting, not faking, not like the ego thing, but we are just shining. It sounds so easy, doesn't it? Like, I'm just going to be in my power. I don't think it is easy, you guys. I think actually it takes a massive amount of vulnerability to be honest with ourselves, to be, I mean, gosh, I'm getting like a little teary eyed because I'm in this state now of like exploring all these different things. I've skirted around this, that I've got all this like these ideas coming into my life right now. And it is about play, but it's also like vulnerable. Like, oh, there's this new thing I'm studying and I'm trying, and like, what if people don't get it? And yet that's like so honestly me right now. And I will share it with you at some point, but it's still like nebulous. So we have to be honest with ourselves. And I think that more than anything, we have to get grounded. I mean, this is the point of this episode. So when we learn about the chakra system in the body, the solar plexus is the source of power, of confidence. And I think this can get a little tricky. This is just my own read on things. But I think a lot of people can project that power from the solar plexus and it ends up looking like arrogance or ego. Because really, to feel this sense of inner power, we have to have our root chakra stabilized. That's the source of fear. And when our root chakra is open and flowing and we feel super grounded, then that power just emanates. It's not effortful, as I mentioned before. It just comes out. We just walk in a room and people are like, ooh, look at that light. I have an intention episode, the I Will Get Rooted episode, which I will link to. And in that episode, I talk about the foods that help that root chakra to help us feel like we are getting rooted. I feel like getting grounded right now, it feels a little bit different today than that. Maybe it's because my garden is growing. And my garden, it's not my garden. My husband does all the gardening. I just like to go stand out there. And we have a very small garden, by the way. Like, I think people think like, oh, they have a garden. It's like these small little boxes right off our deck. But there's something about seeing things growing right now, being barefoot. It's warm today. It's in the 80s. I have my feet are bare. I can go walk in the grass. I can get grounded. Last night, I went to go start cooking dinner and I was not feeling grounded. And I think that's part of the activation of summer. We talked about this, the activation of spring, all these new ideas. Well, I think summer can give us that same sense of like activation. There's so much abundance, bounty. Just looking out my window right now and like the leaves and the trees are just bursting with life. And I think we can integrate that sense of life within us if we feel really grounded. So last night, I went to go start cooking dinner and I realized I was not grounded. I was really tired, but I set that intention for myself. I will get grounded. And it just so happened the recipe I was making was my roasted beet salad with seared halloumi. It's one of my favorite salads ever. I will link to it. But this idea of like, okay, how do I move in a way that feels grounded? And the body can be our portal in. So, yeah, we can eat the foods that help us feel grounded. Those beets, what a grounding food, right? They grow in the soil. They are like rich and red and grounding. But the way we move our body can be grounding. This past weekend, I found myself needing to dance. You guys, I dance all the time. I love to dance, but like, lest you think I am like a dancer, oh no, doesn't stop me. But I needed to dance. Like, I put 80s playlist on in my basement and had like a massive dance party as like my exercise on Saturday morning. I put on music Sunday night after dinner and danced in my kitchen with my kids and my husband. Like, I just needed to move. And that was facilitating this sense of grounding, which then leads us to power, right? We use the body to help us access. And food is an important part of that. But I guess what this grounding episode is about is like we can use other ways of getting in our body to feel that sense of grounding. But anyway, back to the meal last night, it was like how I went about preparing the meal really helped me get grounded. Like, okay, I am in my senses. I am in my body. I am in this moment. I'm going to put all these scattered thoughts just in a box for 30 minutes. I've also been thinking about other foods that make me feel grounded and powerful. One that is really nourishing and so grounding for me right now is nettle tea. I have seasonal allergies, and so I'm drinking nettle year round. I love it, but there's something about it right now. I buy loose leaf tea, I brew it with intention, and it's just like, oof, that power that like, here I am in my body. I would love for you, if it feels good, to like think about what foods, what drinks help you feel that. As I talk about in the post on Sunday, protein. Protein is like such a hot topic right now, but truly, protein is important for helping us to find our grounding because it stabilizes us. It helps stabilize the swings that we get from our blood sugar fluctuations. And that provides a sense of grounding. It supports amino acids. When I feel like steady and grounded, again, that's when I access this feeling of inner power. And even just talking about it to you guys, like I feel it right now and I will lose it. I will lose it today as I go do all my things. But I think we find these little micro moments. I'm always talking about these little micro moments where we're like, yeah, I feel this power within me. I just feel it. I don't need to name it. I don't need to try to like figure it out or channel it out. I just feel it. And when I feel it and I show up in this, even if it disappears pretty quickly, like I give that to the world, right? I mean, it's a give, it's a gift. And I do hope it uplifts others. I hope it uplifts you right now. Like, I hope right now you're feeling this like spark, like, yes, yeah, because this is the kind of power we need, like right now more than ever in this day and age, right? So this week, my invitation is for you to get grounded, tap into your inner power, play with it, play with what this feeling feels like, play with the foods and the beverages that help you feel this sturdiness, this you-ness. It's really just about being you because you are amazing. You are so freaking amazing. That's what I love about the work I do is I just feel like I see people for how incredible they are. I wish I could see you right now, one day. That's it. That's all I want to say. Go play with your power. See what happens in the kitchen, see what happens outside of the kitchen. Find moments to get grounded and know that I will be cheering you on and that I'm here for you if you ever need like support or someone to just say like I got you or like yeah, this can be weird and hard, but I know what it feels like. I'm here. You can always reach out to me on Substack. If this episode resonates, you can support it by sending it to somebody who you think might need it. You can also like and share the podcast on your podcast apps. You can become a paid subscriber to the Mind, Body, Spirit Food newsletter. This is ad-free work and it's a community-funded enterprise and it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not easy to run a business like this. So your support means everything. I couldn't do this without you. And my cookbook now, Mind, Body, Spirit Food, is on cookbook shelves. In fact, one of the recipes, the bulgogi bowls, comes with the intention, I will connect to my strength. And it's so funny how the universe works because I chose when I was menu planning before I wrote the newsletter, I like chose that for this week. And that, of course, is the theme. Like, I will connect to my strength. So anyway, you can check out the book. That's another way to support this work. I love you so much. Until next time, remember to nourish yourself with intention and love. Bye for now.